Hey, this is what you're waiting for, a woman's perspective on camping and survival, and I just wanted to try to do a quick video, though I say that, it never turns out that way. Um, I had uh, I think I pulled a muscle the other day in my back, and I was having a really hard time, and I was thinking, oh, we don't have a heating pad, but then I thought about what they call Granny's corn roll, and it's something that my mom made, and we sold them for at church for some kind of bazaar. And what it was, if you see this, it was just like some flannel that we put deer corn in, and you put it in the microwave for a while, and it gets warm, and the corn helps keep the heat in. And they use it. My back's still a little hurting. You can put it around your neck, or you can put it on your back, or wherever you need it, and it helps your muscles. Well, they also in the olden days used to use cherry pits, but we never eat enough cherries to actually fill it. But this has been around probably for about 3 years, and it's still really, if you can hear it, it's still really good. Nothing's ever happened to it. It hasn't broke. It hasn't done anything. But instead of putting it in a microwave, we usually put it in for like about 4 or 5 minutes in the microwave. You could probably put it in a pan and heat it on whatever type of heat that you have, whether it be as long as you don't burn it on a campfire or something. And this would be really great, especially when you don't have the ability to have the medicines and stuff for an aching back or a stiff neck, and these things a hurt muscle, sore muscle. And we also use these when I didn't have a heater in my room. We would go and heat these up, put them underneath our covers, warm up our spot where we're going to sleep. Be great inside a sleeping bag. And then when we got in, we moved it to our feet, so it kept our feet warm. It usually, depending on the temperature outside and where you're putting it and everything, it usually stays warm for a couple hours. Um, if it's pretty cold out, maybe for about an hour. But it's really would be helpful. And I was thinking, if you didn't sew it up, this is sewed up all the way, but if you didn't sew it up, maybe you could take the corn out, put it in a pot, warm up the corn, and then refill it, and then put it in there, possibly tie it with a cord or something, or even Velcro, roll it and Velcro it down. And that way you could always take it back out, heat it again if you had to. And that would be neat if you didn't have electricity. The other thing I wanted to talk about is I was cleaning things around, moving things around up here lately, and so I've been finding a lot of different things that I want to do videos on. But the other day, I had probably about 6 months ago, I had went out and purchased a manual blood pressure cup, and I thought, well, I have had problems in the past with low blood pressure, and actually high blood pressure when I was pregnant. And high blood pressure runs in my family. I thought this would be a great thing to put away for shoot hit the fan. And just the stethoscope alone. But you need to make sure you get the manual one. It was really cheap. It was like probably $16 to $19. They had two different kinds. One was $16.99. I think this one was $19.99. But they had a lot of battery operated ones. But the battery operated ones, you did not have the stethoscope. And I thought, well, this would really, might come in handy, not just for heartbeat, but if somebody gets sick and you're trying to listen for fluid in their lungs, or, whatever. But this is something I thought, I'll take it. I don't need it right now, but I could definitely need it in the future. So I'll put it in my big first aid kit. So that's something else to think about too. Um, Something else I would suggest, if you have, like, I went out and bought uh, a a new diabetes testing kit. Not that I have diabetes, but my mom has diabetes, and then my father, when he was alive, he had the opposite. He had the low blood sugar, And I have problems because if I don't eat at certain times, I go and crater into low blood sugar, so I take more after my dad. And actually, my daughter does the same thing. If she doesn't eat for a while, she sometimes passes out. So we needed a new one of those. So we went ahead and bought one. The only problem with that is the sticks, that the testing strips only last a certain amount of time. So I was going to put a question out there to see, is there any somewhat reliable test to be able to figure out blood sugar. Now I know there used to be, and back in the olden days, a urine test to do ketones or sugar in the urine. I'm not really sure what it was, but if you have any ideas of how we could put away things for diabetes testing that doesn't expire or has maybe a longer expiration date. Mine usually only lasts about a year, and I don't use them very often, only when I feel bad and I think that my blood sugar's low. But someone like my mom tests 2 or 3 times a day. Is there anything out there that we can put away for her? And I have no idea. Well, what you waiting for? Bye.